IKEA is us. Together, we're strong because everyone at IKEA shares a unique culture that is, in a way, defined by our key values. Maybe you know them.
But how did it all start? Where do our key values come from? We've been on a journey for quite some time now. Let's go back in history.
The evolution of the IKEA key values started in the province of Småland in the south of Sweden, where the IKEA founder Ingvar Kamprad was born. Ingvar grew up in the 1920s on a farm in the countryside. On a farm, everyone joins in and works together. So the word tillsammans, together, has been with us from the very beginning.
The entire culture of IKEA has, in a way, also grown from the very ground of the region. Småland was a poor rural area for centuries, and in the late 1800s, many emigrated in search of something better. In some parts of Småland, as many as 80% left their homeland. That's how poor it was.
Agriculture was made difficult by the enormous amount of stones in the ground, stones that had to be removed to be able to plough and work the fields. No machines existed to help, only years of hard labour. This resulted in stone walls that were used as fencing. Every piece of cleared ground was used to grow enough food to survive the long cold winters. Everything was put to use, nothing was wasted.
Småland became known for its high level of entrepreneurship. People from the region got the reputation for being thrifty and innovative, with a straightforward approach to problem solving. Challenges were taken on together, stone by stone, never giving up. The stone walls still stand today, and at IKEA we use them as a symbol for our culture. It's from this land Ingvar was born.
His grandfather had a general store, supplying all kinds of goods to the local farmers, and whilst helping there, Ingvar developed his nose for business. He began to understand how important it was to build a relationship with customers and understand their needs.
Starting with 2 empty hands, Ingvar began doing business. As a young boy, he caught fish and sold them to neighbours. He went on to sell matchboxes, magazines and Christmas cards. Later, flower seeds became a big business.
Every penny he earned, he invested in his business. He biked all around his neighbourhood to sell his products, meeting every customer personally. That's how he discovered the importance of affordability. Low prices were always necessary, otherwise people didn't buy from him.
Ingvar was only 17 years old when he founded the company IKEA. By advertising and taking mail orders, he found many new customers without having to bike around all the time.
The mail order business started growing. Products were sent out with a local milk lorry. Using an existing way to distribute reduced costs.
Småland was a wood region and full of sawmills and small furniture manufacturers. Ingvar got to know some of them and tried some simple furniture deals. They were a success. This was going to be his way, furniture and home furnishing.
But in those days, high-quality furniture was expensive. People often bought furniture when they got married and then kept it for life. It had to be possible to offer good design and function at low prices. With this vision, the IKEA business idea was defined. This is where IKEA started to focus on creating a better everyday life for the many people. But we faced many obstacles along the way.
In the early 1950s, a price war in mail order led to poor product quality perception. People at the time thought all mail orders were of lower quality. We needed to complement mail order with a permanent exhibition in order to prove that it is possible to combine good quality at low price. People came even from long distances to see and touch our products, and they were convinced of the quality.
The business format was still mail order. Bulky furniture was sent directly from the factory to customers across Sweden, resulting in a lot of product damages and high transport costs. Our solution at the time was to sell our products in flat packs and let our customers assemble them.
The first co-workers were extremely important in shaping IKEA. In those early days, there were no titles and no written job descriptions. Everybody worked together to do all that had to be done. We had a strong culture long before we had a proper organizational structure.
Our first real IKEA store opened in 1958. For most Swedes, Älmhult was a place in the middle of nowhere. The experts all agreed, this is impossible, but the store became a success.
Living conditions in Sweden had improved and cars had become affordable for many people. People travelled to IKEA from all over Sweden and realised that in our store they could afford a whole home. Customers bought as much as they could fit into their car and then some.
We noticed people left the store simply because they were hungry, and then they didn't return. How could we convince them to stay at the store? We introduced our first restaurant, the beginnings of what today is IKEA Food.
And food certainly makes customers stay. They even come just to eat. You can't do business on an empty stomach, as Ingvar said.
In 1965, we really challenged ourselves by opening our second store in Sweden, in Kungens Kurva, outside the capital, Stockholm. It was one of the largest home furnishing stores in Northern Europe. Again, everybody else said this was impossible. The store was built on a potato field, far outside the posh city centre, but cleverly located between the motorway and a newly constructed residential area.
And the many people came. So many that we were crowded and couldn't keep up with sales. Queues at the checkout and merchandise pickup were huge. So, the store manager decided to open parts of the warehouse so customers could pick up some products themselves. This freed up resources for opening more checkouts and giving more help to other customers. The idea of a self-serve furniture area was born.
In 1970, the Stockholm store went up in flames due to an electrical malfunction. The store accounted for most of our sales. We were in crisis. Co-workers from other parts of Sweden came to help. Co-workers that normally never worked with one another now worked day and night together, hand in hand, to help salvage what could be salvaged. How could we empty the store quickly? A fire clear-out sale was arranged to empty the stock. The sale became a marketing success. A reconstructed store could open again in record time. All this and having good fun working together created such a strong sense of togetherness in the store that some of these co-workers continued working with IKEA far beyond their retirement.
Originally, a department for home furnishing accessories was built by one sales co-worker and a carpenter. They had taken the initiative and with small means built a whole department by themselves. Prices were so affordable that every visitor wanted to buy at least something. When later rebuilding the store after the fire, we used our ideas and learnings and developed a full-scale self-serve furniture area. We also built an improved department for home furnishing accessories that today we call the Market Hall. The fire was a big challenge, and we managed to turn it into opportunities.
The IKEA product range has always been our identity. Some products have been so popular with our customers that we have sold them for decades. And we've constantly improved them, reducing the cost of producing and distributing them, and at the same time making them better.
The iconic bookcase Billy was first produced in 1979. It's been made in many models over the years and so improved that the price to customers is significantly lower than when it was introduced. But Dear Billy has also caused us some trouble, like in the late 1980s, when it was discovered that due to production methods of the time, Billy emitted formaldehyde, an unhealthy gas. We took our responsibility and immediately stopped sales and production until we had found other sustainable ways to manufacture Billy. We took the toughest environmental legislation in the world and made it our internal standard, going way beyond what was required. And Billy is still with us.
Today we have Billy and thousands of other products for life at home in our range. We're a global company on a growth journey. Our actions impact many people and the environment. Not only do we need to make the most affordable products in the world, we must also make products that are the best for the world. Using resources efficiently and responsibly is something that we have with us since the beginning. We need to save water. We need to keep the air clean. We need to keep improving working conditions at factories. We need to source raw materials sustainably. Why? Because we're optimistic about the future. We know that our actions will have a big and positive impact. Our vision is to create a better, everyday life for the many people. Better products, better homes, better lives.
The future holds many challenges for us. How can we be even more sustainable? How can we make IKEA affordable for people who can't afford IKEA today? Will future customers want to physically meet us? How can we evolve the role of our stores as we continue to make our offer easily accessible for the many people where they are?
Let's take on these challenges together, stone by stone, never giving up. Let's inspire each other and others to do more.
Colleagues before us have been a part of creating and shaping our IKEA values, business and culture until today.
You are important in continuing that development by living our values in practice, always standing up for who we are and who we want to be. Every day, you make a difference.
Jag tycker om att tänka framåt. Vad ska vi göra imorgon? Hur kan vi göra det lite bättre, det vi gjorde igår och så vidare. Och därför så älskar jag att tänka framtid. Vad ska vi nu göra? Ofta talar vi om det goda exemplet. Och jag skulle så gärna vilja höra, hur tänker du? Hur vill du göra för att göra det goda? För att visa det goda exemplet?